what?
Okay.
I can take this one out too. Story up. Perfect. As soon as start like smoothing out one of them,
it's blurry.
Right off.
Okay.
All right, ladies. Are you on already?
Yep.
Hi everyone. So what I'm going to do a little demonstration on smoothing the 3D carved cakes, and I use my hands. It's just my way. So I'm just gonna have some running water. You know what? Let's be a little smart. Let me take a container. I had one open, but here you go. I'm just gonna put some warm water inside.
People are saying hi. Susie says hi.
Hi everyone. I typically use my gloves, but I'm saving them for my students. All right, so I'm going to take the first one. Let's do the honey. And then I'm just going to, it's not even warm, but that's okay. Dip my hands. Now, right now, the icing's super cold. Like, right now, it's cold. Very cold. And because it's cold, I could go ahead and start smoothing. Because you want the cake to be nice and smooth. And you want it to have curves, like us women. Cakes are women. I'm telling you, they all are. So again, I mean, my hands are like frozen right now.
Hi, Karen.
So I'm just going to smooth it with my hands. And all these little, like sharp, little ridges and stuff, you could definitely start smoothing it. And the good thing about this icing, you know, it has a little, you know, all icing has some kind of butter or shortening, so that's what with water it creates more. See how smooth it's getting little by little? And I'm just using my hands, my
Getting a lot of hearts.
I am, thank you.
Is it buttercream?
This is buttercream icing, yes. Actually, it's buttercream, but it doesn't have butter. It's actually was shortening. You could use regular buttercream or butter. Just freeze the cake.
They said it looks like candle wax.
Yeah, kinda. Cause it's the oils. It's the shortening. I just want to make sure it's nice and smooth up on top. It's like if you're making clay.
Does it matter if it gets too wet?
Yeah, it does. Right now, I'm wetting it a little too much, but it's going to start drying out. And I'm going to start doing the bottom now. Definitely, you could pat it with a Bounty if you put too much water. But for right now, this cake is almost frozen. Well, at least the icing is, so I need to warm it up. So that's why I put a little bit more.
Is it vegetarian?
No, my cakes are not vegetarian. I use eggs. I think that's the answer, right?
It looks like the movie Ghost when Demi does the clay.
Yeah! Definitely.
Keep the comments coming because we like it. It looks tasty.
Thank you. But it's good when it's really cold, because if it's soft, you're gonna really mess it up. And don't worry about these little thingamajigs. It's gonna come off anyways once we pat it down with a little bit of the Bounty. But as you can tell, it looks a lot smoother. That's what you want to achieve. You want it to look smooth. And once the icing is smooth and you put the fondant on, the cake will look smooth too.
This is cake inside. It's not just icing.
Yes.
And it's a cake class. So these are the students.
Say hi. Okay. So I'm going to take, I know I have the red scraper. I just need a little bit. Just because here you see this big. So I just want to definitely attack that. So
They asked why you don't just use a scraper for the side.
I am about to get a scraper. Thank you.
Do you want me to put the hot water on so you can have a hot bowl?
Yeah, you know, sometimes this water doesn't come out hot.
Yeah.
It's little hidden there. You know what you could do? Ponlo en la microondas for like 20 seconds. Okay. Yeah, the water, just a little bit. Hot water is best, but her faucet heater doesn't provide really hot water like in my house. So if you want to just
there's something in here.
Just like warm. Oh yeah, take that out. I'm gonna use the scraper and just start. Now it's still wet, so it's kind of good. I don't want to mess up.
the question, Kay.
I don't want to mess up the top part, so I'm not putting a lot of pressure, but I am putting pressure at the bottom.
What is your opinion about making the bottles with just buttercream?
With no cake inside?
No, with no fondant, I guess.
It won't look. To be honest, I'm a really, really big fondant person, so you would have to be really good at buttercream. I love fondant. I don't know about. I'm just a big supporter of fondant. I use it all the time.
It's like warm now.
Okay, thank you. So you can tell it's getting a little better. Let's get it over here. Now, as you can tell, it's coming off like really kind of hard because it's so cold, and I'm putting a lot of pressure. There you go. Now it's gonna get better. See, on purpose, I didn't ice it perfectly, just to show you. Ooh, don't fall, see? Don't come on. I'm putting too much pressure.
If it does come off the board, you just push it back on?
Yep, that's what I just did. Okay, so far so good. Let me just wet it a little bit. Oh yeah, nice and warm. Let me do it one more time, and then I'm going to use my hands again.
This is vanilla cake, not carrot cake.
Now for the Hennessy bottle, you're going to be using the scraper, and then you use your hands. For the Patron, I think it's mostly hands just because of the shape. You may be able to, use it over here, but it will be mostly hands. It's looking a lot better. And see, I still took off a lot of icing. Okay, now I'm going to use my hands.
Better?
Yeah. And then just start smoothing it. We need the music in the background from Ghost.
I know, I'm going to put it on
from
now.
Ghost.
I'm going to put music
Well, I think it's like a slow song or something.
It's the Righteous Brothers.
Oh, yes. We need the song. And then someone over here is going to start dancing. It's going to be lifted like that.
That almost looks like a smaller version of the X-rated cake you made.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I couldn't figure it out.
And I just said, only because of, the top.
Yeah. It's funny you ask. I did 2 6 inches and a 6-inch dome, and realized, wait a minute, it doesn't really look like it. It looked more like a minion. So I took a log. There's the song. I took a log of fondant, rolled it out, log, and then I kind of created the shape. And then put a little bit of icing to cover the big dash, and then put fondant on.
When you started making it and you asked me, what do you think I made? I was like, I have no idea. Like, I couldn't figure it out until I saw the whole picture.
Oh, yes, yes. I do that once in a while.
Can everybody see?
Mm-hmm. Great. There you go. And again, this icing is still very cold. If it was warm, totally messed up. There you go. What I do afterwards, after I do this, I put it back in the freezer for a little bit, or at least the refrigerator in this case, because I want your cakes to get nice and cold.
I think they're talking about sex. I missed the
No
comment.
sex allowed here. We're doing a honey
Oh.
bottle cake.
Susie said no sex.
That's another class.
And another cake.
Yeah. Oh, I don't dare do that cake as a class. I don't dare. Private class only. Alright. Lot smoother, right, ladies? And just take your time, you know? Making a mess. Let's get another bouncy. Usually, I'm right next to my sink. If you have a sink that has really hot water, just stay right there. And then, you know, use the very hot water and it's a lot better. But it's okay. You work with what you have.
After this point, you never add more buttercream, right?
No, no more buttercream. Exactly, that's it. Unless you really mess up somewhere. But no, I don't put no more.
Are you going to airbrush?
No airbrushing. It's going to be strictly fondant. We will be dyeing our fondant the color of the Hennessy beverage. That way it could look very realistic. Okay. So you see a little bit, little peaks and stuff, but it all could be patted down with a bouncy. So I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and then I'm going to do the Patron now, okay?
And I'll change the music.
Oh, cry me a river.